Hello, I am Mr. Yates. I am the history teacher here at Stellar, and I'm going to be going over my middle school orientation. Um, Let me present this real quick so it's full screen. Okay, so all my assignments are done through Google Classroom. I will go over more in depth with my students on the first day, but basically, you're going to find all your assignments on Google Classroom. I have a paperless class. I do not hand out papers. I don't expect papers to be returned to me. Everything is on Google Classroom. And the reason why I like this is that it's easy to lose papers. They get lost on desks or in backpacks. But in Google Classroom, things are saved and they're easy to find. There are rare occasions where things may get lost. And if that's the case, we can always figure something out, or we usually find them. So Google Classroom is the primary source to find all your assignments. Students typically have experience using this, but I will go over more detail in my class on how to use Google Classroom. Textbooks. So for the middle schools, we do have a digital textbook that we use. And I do hand out at least once one guided reading assignment for the textbook for each unit. We typically do those in class. If you don't finish it, of course, you do it at home. But the textbook is used. I also do assignments that do not require a textbook, such as web quests or guided or document-based question assignments, things like that, or projects in which the students will have to use the internet as their textbook to research and find answers to the questions. If there's ever a problem at home and you do not have the internet for one reason or the other, I do have physical copies of the textbooks, which I can check out to you, and I can print out the assignments on paper for you if you need them. But please just communicate those needs for me ahead of time and don't wait for the last minute. So, two types of work. Class work is obviously work that we do in class. This is going to be the majority of your work is going to be in class work, obviously at least 80%. So every day I do have an assignment ready for us to do, and I have a plan for us to do. Um, and I usually give plenty of time to get that work done. I have no problem getting extra time if my students are working hard and they need more time to finish an assignment. That's not a problem. But if I see my students playing around and not doing their work, I typically am less lenient on giving extra time to finish an assignment. So classwork can be anything from a guided reading assignment to a class discussion or a PowerPoint where I'll be talking about something and they'll take notes. It could be a documentary where we will watch and also take notes or answer questions about the documentary as we go. It could be a project and also could be a quiz. Any one of those would be considered classwork. If you don't finish your classwork by the due date and I don't give you an extension, you'll be required to finish those classwork assignments at home. But if I give you more than one day, do not, I'm typically don't expect you to do it at home. Homework. So homeschool work. I do not give a lot of homeschool work for my middle school class, but there are a few. For each unit, there is a key concept assignment, and I expect you to do that at home. The key concepts are concepts that I may not go over in detail in class, and so I want you to do some research and learn about them at home. And you will be tested upon on those key concepts. Also, if you don't finish an assignment, I may tell you to do it as homework. Also, may just give you an assignment to do at home because I don't have enough time to do it in class. But I am also aware of your other classes, and I try not to overburden you. Also, if you have also once again, if you have any internet issues, always come and talk to me. Late work. I'm pretty generous with late work. I'll let you turn things in late, even towards the end of the semester. But you'll only get 60% credit. So if you did a really good job and you would normally get an A on it, you will get a D on it because you turned it in late. I will give you a little bit of gray area, maybe a day, maybe two, but no, not too much more on late work. And I can tell when it's turned in late because it will say in Google Classroom turned in late. Um, Also, I think turning in work on time is a form of responsibility and respect, and I give you plenty of time to do it at home. If you are working on it at home and you just do not have enough time to finish it, then come talk to me. Maybe you're putting too much effort in, more effort than is actually needed, or I may just give you more time because I see you're working hard. So the only reason why an assignment would be late is, of course, if you didn't turn it in time or you didn't talk to me. If you went on a trip and you did not get the work ahead of time, it may or may not be late. You just need to come and talk to me about it. But if you're going to go on a trip, I would expect you to come and talk to me at least a week ahead of time to give me time to get the work samples together for you to do while you're on your trip. My grading policy is very simple. I typically don't give pluses or minuses. It's either A, B, C, or D. Unfortunately, sometimes it is an F. So my grading scale is pretty simple. All based upon the point system. I do not give a weighted system. I don't make tests worth more or way more than anything else. I think everything has equal value, and the value of that assignment is based upon the points that I assign it. Effort is a big part of um, my grading. If I see you just did minimal amount of work of answering the questions, then I will give you a low effort score. Also, I expect you to write your name and date on all your assignments. This is because as a homeschool program, you need to be able to turn in samples from history, and those samples need to have your name and the date the assignment was assigned, not the date you did it. Okay. So if you did it a week late and you put a date on that's a week late, it's going to throw off all your logs. So you need to put the date that it was assigned. If your date and name is missing, because I typically print out samples for teachers, I have to go in and write those in there for your teacher. And that's why I take off points for that, because I'm doing the work for you. Grammar, I expect you to write in complete sentences. You are in middle school now, you should be able to write a complete sentence. Doesn't have to be a great sentence, but it should be a complete sentence. A sentence usually has a subject and a verb. It should have a capital letter should be the first letter of the sentence should be capitalized. You should capitalize proper nouns. There's lots of proper nouns in history, and I expect those to be capitalized. Also, you should have punctuation in your sentence, commas, parentheses, quotation marks, or periods at the end of your sentence. All those are part of a proper sentences, and I expect you to write proper sentences. Also, use spell check. I see a lot of students that ignore this wonderful tool. Um, if you have a little red squiggly line underneath a word, it is misspelled, and all you have to do is click on it, and the computer will tell you what the proper word should be. So you take advantage of that. If you are not using spell check, that's an effort thing for me, and I will take off points because I don't think you're putting enough effort into giving me the best work you can do. So turn your work on time and do your best, and you should get an A. That's been my experience. Oh, finally, let's talk a little bit about my web page. Let me exit out of this real quick. If you go to here the Stellar page and you click on staff, you'll see this right here, and you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see my lovely face there. Click on class page, and then you'll get my class page. Oh, that did not show up. There's my class page right here. For middle school, so a couple things on my homepage. I talk about my teaching philosophy. In the about section, I kind of talk a little bit about me. If you want to send an email, click on contact and you can send me an email. For middle schools, depending on what classes you hover over this, there'll be a drop down menu and you can click on your class. So let's say you're in let's say you're in 6th grade. You click on 6th grade there. Give it a minute to load. There's not really a whole lot on my web page because I use Google Classroom for all my assignments. But what's really important here is there is my calendar. This is my current calendar for this class, and you can see my first assignment is the Agriculture Revolution web quest, which is due on the 19th, and then on our first day of school, we're going to be talking about what the features of a civilization. And I'm also going to assign your first homework assignment, which is the Unit 1 key concepts. And you can see that Unit 1 key concepts is due on the 31st. So I give you almost 2 weeks to do it. So that should be plenty of time to do it. And then you can also see what else we're going to be doing in class. So this will help out with your logs. If it's not printed on your logs and you need to fill them out, this is an easy way to do it. I would recommend that you click on the white plus sign right here so that it's added to your personal Google Calendar so that you can have a list of all your assignments easily accessible. You don't have to keep on going to my web page to find them. So that is all. Look forward to seeing you guys in a couple of days in class. If you have any questions, please send me an email and I'd love to hear from you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.